Hi, good morning and welcome to the ZP Developer Zone. So we do this webinar every every Sunday at 8 a.m. London time. So this is, I said, the ZP Developer Zone, but it's the vlog and podcast that looks back at the news from ZP for this week. So let me dive into it and say it's been a busy week, and I will discuss various travels, etc., that are going on. But first of all, let me dive into it and say something that we've been doing a lot of recent, and I'll mention the fact that you can actually book some online demos this now as well. But we've been doing a lot of chili sauce testing. This is a product, we've had this Food Sense product on the market for um, several years now, and that's really allowed us to sort of, we've got a lot of experience with it, and so we're sort of delighted to carry on supporting it, and delighted to sort of be, I won't say working on it, but definitely let's say improving upon it. So we are doing a lot of videos and a lot of demonstration around that at the moment. So we are doing a lot of videos around source testing. As I say, we are allowing people now to be able to book online, let's say, demonstrations of this chili sauce. So that is something that, or the chili sensor, that we are allowing to happen. Um, because of the really good response, we are reholding our workshop in Grenoble. So this week, we were in Grenoble. We had a really good workshop, and we're planning to um, do the workshop again, um, but we're going to do it this time in October 2023 in Grenoble. Something else that we're doing as well is we've got this platform. We call it sort of Sense It All, but Sense It All really allows us to um, do a lot of analytes. And one of the analytes that we're, or group of analytes that we're really good at, is heavy metals. There's what we call platinum group metals, and there's also heavy metals. So one of the heavy metals there, for example, is copper. And so we've been talking and doing videos and doing testing in our laboratory um, around copper of recent as well. So thank you to the scientists essentially in the lab who've been busy doing, let's say, testing copper for us. Something else that we've talked about of recent as well is people really want to build um, low cost potentiostats, and we do appreciate that. Essentially, depending where you are in the world, these potentiostats can end up being quite expensive. And so one way of kind of cutting costs is people can build their own. Building their own is always really, because you just end up doing a lot of troubleshooting. But I do understand that there's a reality here, so people have to build their own. So we did put some free resources out on our website about how people can build a potentiostat from something as simple as an Arduino. Something else that we've been working on as well is IoT solutions, Internet of Things solutions. So we do get a lot of companies now that they identify our sensors, they want to work with our sensors, but we say we really want to do sensor to stack, let's say. So we really want to do we'll bring the data to the cloud, and then people can actually call upon the cloud using what's called an API, an application programming interface call, and that allows software companies and IoT companies to actually use our technology, but to be able to bring it to their technology using an API call. Something else that we've been talking about as well is we do have this amazing technology called Julie, and Julie has lots of functionality. One of which is design of experiments. In this design of experiments, the whole idea of a design of experiment is that you have a process that kind of works, and you want to optimize it so it's the best process it possibly can be. And one way of doing that then is, or one strategy is actually to use a design of experiment strategy where you you kind of take, I want to say guesses, but you take some of your best estimates of what are your starting conditions, and then it will lay you out a whole experimental plan based on that, and allow you to sort of efficiently move around the experimental volume and come up with even a more, well, basically do a lot of experiments. You put the data then back into the model, and it will tell you the optimum conditions for your process. So that's something that Julie is able to do. I asked some people this week how they did it, and they said we do it manually. So I feel that is, definitely an improvement. Well, and a time saver for people. Something else that we've, as I say, we've been doing a lot of promotion around our chili sensor of recent, and one of the things we did was actually also test something called the bomb. The bomb is really hot. I just want to say good morning to Aftab this morning. Nice to see you, Aftab. So the bomb is a very hot chili sauce. It actually ranks, whereas things like Tabasco rank at something like 2,500 Scoville heat units. This is up above 100,000 Scoville heat units. So we did test the bomb, and we can sort of help validate the claims on the label. So I'm quite pleased with that. Something, again, I say, we are doing a lot of work at the moment on the food sense. Some of these sources that we do that we are testing are sort of some of the biggest selling sources in the USA. So one of the sources that we did test recently was also called Cholula, and Cholula is relative to the bomb is quite a mild sauce, and we did a couple of videos around that, and one of them with Solron and not myself, and then one with myself. But basically we are doing a lot of validation and a lot of these kind of live videos and recorded videos to sort of demonstrate the utility of the food sense box. And then finally, we did do our ZP Developer Zone webinar this week. We had lots of questions coming in. We had electronics for hydroponics. We tried to help there. Building a potentiostat. We did have an inquiry from India, so we did respond to that. Sensors for IoT companies. Sensors for something called Pariah Date. Copper detection, environmental samples, and then the DOE and heavy metal detection. So I think if I was to summarize of recent for Zimmer and Peacock, we've done the workshop this week in France. It went really well. We're going to do it again in October, so we look forward to doing that. The list of applications for our sensors doesn't get any shorter, and something that we're really promoting now and in 2023 is our food sense, specifically around the detection of hot sauces. And if you are a company or know a company and they want to have a demonstration of this, then we will do free online demonstrations. We did do a couple of those this week. So I want to just say a big thank you to Aftab this morning. I look forward to speaking to him over the week. And if you have any questions of Zimmer and Peacock, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. So thank you very much, and have a good rest of the day and a good week. Thank you.